What it is, YouTube, is your boy Bob Scope. We back at it again. So you see what I'm playing, but it's not what you might think. You might think this is six. No, this is five, and it's just because I wanted to go.
Stop right
I
there.
wanted to talk about something though, for
What are you
real.
doing?
We're gonna skip that. I'm just gonna go to fight stuff. Where's the skip there? Oh,
Get ready.
all right. So I know I'm gonna end up telling my age. I don't really care because it is what it is. So I remember when the first time I ever played Dead or Alive was on the Dreamcast. And I believe that was Dead or Alive 2. And this is back in the time when, in terms of 3D fighters, you had Virtua Fighter, you had Tekken. I think Tekken wasn't even really like that at the time, though. I might be wrong,
Match is decided.
but that's neither here nor there. That's just for that. I just got so excited, because this is a 3D fighter, especially when you got Mortal Kombat, which was in our minds at the time, it's a half. It was 2D, half 2.5D fighter, half Street Fighter. This game looked marvelous. It was wonderful. I was so into it, and not because I know everybody talk about boo physics, boo physics, boo physics. It wasn't even that. For those of us that are familiar with fighting, a lot of fighting styles look pretty realistic. I know this specific image doesn't justify or validate what I'm saying. It wasn't about boo physics, but skip. But I love the game. It was so realistic in terms of a lot of the graphics. I mean, and it's comparative. I screwing the timing up for my counters. I always ruin that. And so why am I saying all that? There is no reason for Koei Tecmo to have gotten as greedy as they've got. When I first saw this was out, whatever year it was, might have been last year because I don't think I was paying attention initially. I'm like, oh yeah, they came with new Dead or Alive, especially since I played 4 and 3. Let me go ahead and check out 5.
I mean, Miyako, okay?
Whatever. So I'm like, cool. Get back in Dead or Alive. Then I started hearing about microtransactions. Like, what microtransactions? What y'all talking about? I looked down the list and I don't remember what it was. $2,000, $3,000 for all the stuff they nickel and dime you for. That's ridiculous. But you know what's ridiculous? What's really ridiculous isn't even the pricing or the amount or any of that. What's ridiculous is that we've gotten to this point because we let Activision and EA get away with the stuff.
All right. Let's do this.
That's the ridiculous part.
Nice to meet you.
And what's also ridiculous is that these video game companies don't see nothing wrong with what they're doing. They see this as natural progression. They feel that their fighting game is so popular, we should be looking forward to spending a total of 10,000. And that also goes hand in hand with, because their common sense regarding it is that, well, this game is going to stand the test of time, just like Counter-Strike. So let's do it like Counter-Strike does. No, Counter-Strike is a game that's been lasting years that doesn't have. I think it might have might have one sequel, or that's got CS:GO might actually be the sequel.
Get ready.
But why in the world am I gonna pay this much money for a game that's gonna change? This game works on graphics. It works on improving graphics. So if the graphics are always gonna keep improving, why in the world should somebody pay? Why am I going to pay for stuff when your sequel is going to change within the next couple of years? You're going to have a sequel. Why am I going to spend any type of money? Ain't no point to this.
My body, Tuan.
But again, like I said,
Think of it.
this is all because as consumers, not just as consumers, but as those consumers, as legislators, you should let this thing go on and on and on. It snowballs out of control. And then we, as consumers that's sound in mind, are literally like, I'm not doing this. I'm not dealing with it. $3,000. You trying to have me pay? Well, for me, about a month and a half worth of rent for some digital goods that don't do anything. And see, it would be one thing if it was strictly what's the word I'm looking for? It's strictly optional. But the way they put all this on, if you see the straight up screen for this, DLC, 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 don't forget to get your DLC, it'll improve your game, DLC, DLC, extra characters and clothing, DLC, DLC, DLC. So you get to see them in lingerie, DLC, DLC, DLC. You keep doing this. So you're, even though it's optional, you're like, yeah, it's optional, but I'm gonna try to force you to get it anyways and make it seem like you're missing out because you don't have these options. Boob physics.
Yeah, I'm here to fight.
Get ready. Fight.
And this is why, and that's one of the reasons why, to be honest, I'm be straight up with this. Mortal Kombat, if they play their cards right, they're going to be unmatched. Because let's be honest, Capcom screwed up with Capcom screwed up blatantly with the way they handle Street Fighter. Tekken,
Fight again soon, okay?
it's not so much hit or miss. It's just Tekken. Tekken has his moments, and it doesn't have his moments. That's all that is to that. That's Tekken. I'm trying to see what else. Street Fighter. Well, I mentioned Street Fighter.
Did you
Soul Calibur. Their own management, their own publisher doesn't even advertise them properly.
Get ready. Fight.
So, dude, I'm so mad that this is where the state of our industry is now. Because to be honest, the only reason I like this game is for quite a few of the styles which are proven to be, well, which are really pretty valid, pretty solid for how the real fighting style is. Like when they brought Mila in as MMA grappler, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was like, yes, we got some MMA. She's kickboxing and straight MMA, especially compared to Zack. I hate Zack with a passion. But
You can't just
this is where we're at now.
barge in here.
I mentioned in one of my other videos that the industry was going to get worse. And I was right. It's going to get worse. Dang, I screw all that up. Forget his. I'm kind of concentrated because this one gets really cheap. Fighting them two gets really cheap. But still, I mean, bounce off the ropes. I made some really bad decisions for some of the moves I did. Of course, I pushed the wrong button. Oh, we got her. I didn't realize two people. Whatever. You getting slammed. This is the state of video games. They're going to try to get away with everything that they can possibly get away with as long as we let them get away with it. And the worst part about it, our legislators are going to let them get away with it for one of two reasons. They're going to say it's digital, doesn't matter, it's for kids anyways, and so blah blah blah. Or it's or that's because all video games are bad everywhere and everything is trying to have you kill people. But this is what our industry is now. We're going to keep getting all this garbage until we band together and stand up for it. And unfortunately, the sports games fanatics are going to keep letting it happen. My brother's one of the most hardcore sports games fanatics there is. He was literally EA Madden after Madden after Madden after Madden. Then I started bringing some things to his attention, and then the last new Madden game that he bought was at this time now was, I think it was 2015 or 2017. I can't remember which one. Because I told him, I was like, I'm not buying it because they don't do enough changes. And he was still interested in stuff in it. Not like I showed him the video like everybody's seen, where they essentially had Madden 20 but still if they have it stapled with Madden 19 everywhere, places very little work. And he finally started believing me, and it might have done it before. I said the graphics are the same as before, so I think he didn't even buy 18. I know he didn't buy 19. I definitely know he's not even buying 20. I think he's even going back to Madden 2005 because it could be modded. You can make it your own. You could do more with.
I'm no pushover, sweetie.
Listen,
The industry sucks.
Get
EA's to blame. EA's one of many to blame. They're not the only one, but they're one of many to blame. And let me also bring this up. Mobile games are definitely to blame. Free to play. I will say there's some games that aren't complete garbage fires. They try to do more than just offer you, little to do with a lot of things. They actually offer you a good bit of stuff, but they're so far and few between. I mean, from what I've been told, Raid Shadow Legends is that bad.
even tougher.
I can't think of any. Yeah, that's too much. Raid Shadow Legends is that bad. I can't think of too many other ones that's really good like that. Anything EA got his name on is a freaking nightmare. Activision's just as bad, and now that Blizzard is under Activision, for those of you who haven't seen, it's almost worse than before they were merged. Now I'm not talking about for Blizzard. I'm talking about it's almost worse than before they were merged for Activision. Activision seemed to have gotten even worse, and I didn't think that was possible from before. Heck, when between EA and between who is it? EA and Bethesda. I don't know what to think. When you got a game that's so bad that even EA can say, well, at least we're not that bad, then doggone it, you just scraping a bottle in a barrel. Man, again, it's gonna be getting worse. I'll be telling my children, my nephew, my nieces, I tell all of them, like, look, don't let this happen. I'm older, not gonna be here always. When you see this stuff, don't even buy the game. I was straight up telling them there's a lot of games they straight up don't buy. Even they be interested in some of these games. Like I'm starting interested. No, don't buy it. I don't. If it's got EA's name on it, do not buy it under any circumstances. Now, if it's got Activision's name on it, don't buy it under any circumstances. I'm about same way with Bethesda at this point too. And that's a shame because the reason why I got hooked on Bethesda was because of Oblivion. If I mentioned in one of my other stories, that went from Oblivion to Skyrim. No, I didn't play Fallout at the time. Then Steam had a sale. Did New Vegas, got hooked. Then I decided I was going to check out Fallout 3. Fallout 3 had a better story, but not the customization. Then Fallout 4 came, all in that order, and then I mentioned, you saw me and Fabrizio talking about it. I was not enthusiastic for what's the name whatsoever. Fallout 76. It didn't pay enthusiastically to me, especially when they said West Virginia, freaking middle of nowhere, nobody lives there, nothing exciting to do, and that's what you're gonna put your story. Why don't you just do? All you had to do was just do Fallout 4 with multiplayer. That's all you had to do. Fallout 4, multiple people, a bunch of survivors. Maybe you go from another vault, go all the way through Boston. Fix your freaking. Matter of fact, I'm telling you now why that wouldn't work, because that engine is not built for that. That engine does not work. Fallout 76 has proved that. However, had you have done that or something better engine, get everything more stable, then of course that would have been perfect. I would love to go out into Boston with 3 other of my friends or 11 of my friends, and we just in an all-out war. You got super mutants, you got raiders, you got everything out there. But meanwhile, we got Fallout 76, middle of nowhere, and they thought that was an exciting place to plop yourself in.
Get ready.
But as for Koei Tecmo, man, y'all can suck a fat one. Y'all got greedy. Y'all already do a lot of game stuff, because y'all Koei, or rather I said game stuff. Y'all already got a lot of toy stuff because y'all Koei. Tecmo, you already got all your own stuff anyways. When you starting to realize that Konami might not be that bad, you know you screwed up. You know his game company has screwed up when Konami doesn't look that bad. But that's my rant, man. I'm done with Koei Tecmo. Only reason I play this game is I already got it, already purchased it. I only purchased the $60 version. I didn't buy any additional stuff. I'm not doing any of that. Don't let this be y'all legacy. Don't say you supported these games by purchasing and whatever for them. It's not worth your time. And so I'm gonna try to get a Radical Gamer back because we got some more stuff to fix. This is gonna be your boy Bob Scover. Like, share, subscribe. Keep it gaming YouTube, just not on this stuff. Find something else. I don't care what you do. Heck, you can go ahead and do I don't know, Tetris. Do Tetris on a Nokia.